ready, we'll inhale to unwind, lifting up one more time. High cobra. Exhale, lower. Toes tuck. Press yourself up through a kneeling or a full plank and make your way to your downward dog. Holding the posture static or adding in movements, whatever feels best for you. Maintaining your breathing. If you're feeling really warm and you're wanting to kind of create some coolness in the body, you can pierce your lips like you're blowing up birthday candles on the exhale. Whenever you're ready, you can make your way to the top of your mat. On an inhale, finding your half lift flat back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, half lift all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a few rounds of breath here. For this next part, I'm going to have you face the wide edge of your mat. So if that means you want to just switch which direction your mat is facing, you can do that. Or you can just turn to face the wide edge and you can listen to my cues. I'm not sure what your home setup is like. You're going to take the feet wide. So all 10 toes are facing the wide edge of your mat, this time finding like a straddle position. And then turn your left toes to face the short edge of your mat. So your back foot can keep the pinky side of the foot face parallel to the short edge of your mat, or if you want to kind of angle it in, you can, finding a slight angle with the back foot. It's up to you, whatever's going to feel most comfortable. This time, both feet are on the same track, so you can think tightrope. We'll inhale, opening the arms up to face wide edge of the mat, and exhale, bend into the front knee or the left knee. If you need to kind of scooch your toes forward or back, you can. Check in to see that that front knee isn't dipping in or out, but that it's in line with the middle toes. And on an exhale, send your gaze over to the middle left fingers. Pressing into your feet, again, like you're trying to rip your mat in half, left to right. You have the option to hold your warrior two if you're looking for more of a hatha practice, or if you're wanting to flow or move. So you inhale, press into that front leg, eliminate the bend of the knee, reach arms overhead, maybe lift your gaze up to test your balance. As you exhale, turn the palms to face down, bend through the left leg, gaze over the left hand. Continue, inhale, look up, lengthen through the front leg, exhale, push down, gaze over the left hand. 3 more, inhale and exhale. Return to your warrior two, looking over the front hand. As you inhale, turn the palm to face up, and exhale, lean back. So keep the front knee bent. Right hand crawls down the back leg for peaceful warrior. You can gaze up towards the lifted hand, down towards the back leg, or even straight ahead. So you inhale, come through your warrior two. Exhale, left arm lowers to left thigh as you find your extended side angle. Think about angling the lifted hand so the pinky side is facing the floor. Arm in line with ear, chest lifting towards ceiling so shoulders are almost stacking. Inhale, lift up through warrior two, lean back. And inhale through warrior two, and on your exhales you'll move, leaning forward. You can continue like that, or if you'd like on your the exhale where you lean back into peaceful warrior, you can eliminate the bend in the front leg and even lift the toes if you're trying to find a deeper side bend stretch. So continue flowing, inhaling through the warrior two and then reaching the right arm in line with ear for your extended side angle. Inhaling to lift, exhaling, leaning back for either your peaceful warrior with the knee bent or more of a reversed triangle if your leg is long. Let's do 2 more. Once you're finished, you'll come back through your warrior two, reach arms away from one another. Exhale, relax shoulders. And then from here, you have a lot of options. We're going to work with humble warrior, folding on the inside of the front leg. So you can either bring your hands to be interlaced behind you, and it can be with your palms like towards one another, or this can be more of a loose grip. Other option is to grab a block or something that could act as a block for between the hands. Third or fourth option, I don't even know, could be a strap. You are wanting to work with just the arms straight, palms facing one another, you can. So setting up here, inhaling, rolling shoulders up, back, and down, squeezing shoulder blades together, lifting the heart. As you exhale, very slowly, hinge at the hips, fold on the inside of the front leg, reaching your arms overhead behind you. So if your hands are separated, make them into like little blade shapes, so squeeze fingers together, almost like you're pressing into that imaginary block. Maybe you have a block. Maybe you're working with the hands that are laced. If you're making contact with the left shoulder into the inside of the left leg, maybe you find a little two-way push. Just a few more rounds of breath. Lift the arms up nice and high. And then on your inhale, press into your feet, lift up slowly, lifting the heart. And exhale, slowly release the hands. Hands come to hips. Turn so all 10 toes are facing the wide edge of your mat. Inhale here. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, finding a forward fold with your legs wide. If you want to slightly angle your toes in or out here, you can, or you can keep all of them facing the wide edge. Take a few rounds of breath. Hands can come to the floor or to the outer edges of the legs, maybe the ankles. Maybe you grab opposite elbows and take more of a ragdoll stance. It's up to you. As you're ready, you can release the hands if they're lifted. Inhale for a flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands come to hips, press into your feet, lift all the way back up through standing. As you're ready, exhale, turn the right foot to face the short edge of your mat now. Check in to see that your feet are both in the same lane on that tightrope. Open the arms out beside you, reach your arms out wide, and as you exhale, bend into that front leg, the front knee. If you need to slightly adjust your foot, you can. Check in to see that knee is tracking with middle toes. You might want to slightly adjust your pelvis so it's scooping under. You don't have a big curve in your low back. Gazing over the right hand this time, relaxing shoulders on your exhales, and then adding in that flow if you'd like to. Inhale, pressing into the front leg, reaching arms overhead. Maybe you shift your gaze up, and exhale, face the ground as you float them back in line with the shoulders and gaze over the left fingers. Continue like that. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, slowly lowering. Maybe shifting the gaze, maybe not. Do 5 total. Option to keep going like this, or to add or to shift into the extended side angle and peaceful warrior flow. So flipping the palm to face up, inhale to prepare, and exhale, lean back. We'll hold the first one for a few rounds of breath. Ready, you'll inhale through your warrior two, exhale through your extended side angle. Right forearm to right thigh. Left arm in line with ear, pinky spinning so it's facing down towards the ground, finding a comfortable place for your gaze. And now flowing, inhaling, lifting through your warrior two, exhale, leaning back. Maybe keeping the bend in the front leg, or maybe extending through the front leg, finding reverse triangle for a deeper side bend. Continue. Maybe you alternate between peaceful warrior and that reverse triangle. Just remembering that this is your practice. You're welcome to explore, add things in, take things away. Let's just do one more each side. And as you're ready, inhaling through your warrior two. Exhale, find the placement for your hands. So just like last time, maybe you're interlacing the fingers, maybe you're bringing a prop between the hands or working with a strap, or maybe you're keeping the hands separate with a kind of like very sharp, like blade hands. So fingers are together, almost like you're pressing your hands towards one another. Whatever you've decided, we'll inhale, up, back, and down, lifting the heart up. Hands reach down towards your seat, towards the floor. Keep your chin tucked. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold on the inside of the front leg. Lifting the hands up behind you. Maintaining your steady breathing. Maybe you find that little two-way push between the right shoulder and the inside of the right leg. Really pressing into your feet, keeping your legs really strong. As you're ready, on an inhale, press into your feet, lift all the way up, peel the chest up, opening it towards the ceiling, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, relax the arms. Hands can come. For the hips, turn all 10 toes to face the wide edge again. Inhale here. And exhale, fold forward. Might feel good to bring your heels in towards one another and turn the toes out slightly and kind of rock side to side, alternating, bending each knee. And when you're ready, you'll eventually come through the center. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold, and then kind of heel toe the feet together, bringing them about hip distance before bending the knees and finding a squat. So maybe you bring your toes to touch in the squat, or maybe they're more like hip distance. I find it's easier to balance with my toes together. That's going to be different for everyone. So maybe you stay here testing your balance. Maybe you try bringing one or both hands to the heart, sitting up taller. So really just putting all of the weight into the balls of your feet. Heels are lifted. Firing up the calves, the glutes, the arches. As you're ready, you can lower the hands down if they were lifted. Lean forward, bringing knees onto the ground, untuck toes, tap the feet out. And for this next part, I'm going to demonstrate a little flow between camel and rabbit pose, or Ustrasana. So rabbit pose is traditionally with your forehead down, arms reaching by your heels. Well, it's not really your forehead, it's like the crown of your head down. So you kind of roll forward and you reach your arms out beside you. But the way I like to do rabbit is with hands by my head, so my neck doesn't feel as vulnerable. So you bring hands on either side of your head, start with forehead down, and then roll onto the crown of the head so your hips are lifted up towards the ceiling over the knees. So this would be our starting rabbit pose. So you're welcome to work with rabbit pose, or if you want to flow in between camel and rabbit, working with a deeper back bend. We've done quite a bit of shoulder opening and heart opening that your body should be pretty well prepared for a big heart opener like camel pose. And I think that flowing into it from rabbit is, for me anyway, the most comfortable way to find camel. So you would inhale, coming onto the crown of the head, hands on either side of your head. As you exhale, sit back, roll the body up. So find like this body wave. Hand comes to the low back. Think about shifting the pelvis under, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down, lifting the heart, head stays tucked. So camel pose here. If you notice your hips are going forward a lot, see if you can bring them back in, tilt the pelvis down, and think about this back bend really starting from the shoulders and working with the upper back, not the lower back. You're going to lengthen through the low back and then lean with the upper back. So you would exhale, chin to chest, roll forward, hands come down, come onto the crown of the head for rabbit. And exhale, sit back, wave the body. Up. Roll the shoulders back and down, camel. You can take a few like that. If you'd rather work with camel in any other way, maybe you've been working on it where you keep your toes tucked. You can always bring a blanket underneath the knees. If you do have blocks or books or tapes, sometimes it's nice to bring the blocks by other side. Of your feet. So just explore the camel rabbit flow, or maybe you're working with one or the other. Just see if you can encourage your spine to feel really fluid, like you're waving the body up and waving it back down. I like to work with my toes tucked, reaching back for my heels. But everybody's different. You might be working with hands at hips or fingers at low back, encouraging the pelvis to go down and slightly tilt forward. Let's take one or two more. And we'll once you're finished, you can cross the feet behind you. Maybe roll the head side to side a few times or look left and right, releasing the neck. Maybe one ear to one shoulder. Take any other actions that feel good. See if you can begin to slow down your breathing, and eventually you'll make your way onto your back. Once you get there, you can take a full body stretch. Rolling out wrists and ankles, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe a few cleansing breaths in the nose, out an open mouth. Eventually bending at the knees, walking your feet in towards you, but taking your feet as wide as the mat, starting to windshield wipe the knees left and right. Eventually lifting both knees through the center on an inhale, and as you exhale, hugging knees into chest, rocking left to right again, massaging the low back. Maybe you draw circles with the knees going one way, and going the other way. Eventually find stillness through the center again with both knees hugging in towards chest. Inhale to open the arms out into a T shape. Palms can face up or down. As you exhale, roll onto the right hip, lowering both legs to the right side of your body. If you notice your left shoulder is wanting to peel off the mat, see if you can encourage it to be anchored back down. Maybe it doesn't touch down all the way, but just encouraging that downward pull. You're welcome to take any other variation of a reclined twist here. Maybe you bring a blanket between the knees or underneath the knees if they're lifted off the ground. About 3 more rounds of breath. Might feel good to look over the left shoulder. Now you're always welcome to stay longer in any posture. But when you are ready, on an inhale, you'll hug knees into chest, coming through the center. And as you exhale, roll onto the left hip, lowering both legs to the left side of the body this time. Checking in with your shoulders to see that they're rooted down towards your mat. Maybe look over the right shoulder. And we'll stay here about 5 to 10 breaths. Whenever you're ready on this side, on an inhale, you'll hug knees into chest and roll onto the back again. Take any final movements that you'd like, any final postures that are in your practice, maybe a happy baby, a bridge pose, shoulder stand, anything like that. Or if you're ready to move directly into Shavasana, you can make your way there now. Maybe lengthening through the legs and laying flat on your back. Rock side to side and remove some of the flesh from beneath your seat. Working with soles of the feet together, knees wide, or knees bent with feet as wide as the mat and knees in towards one another. You could also bring some pillows underneath the knees. You could go to a wall and take legs up the wall. You're also welcome to take a seated meditation in place of Shavasana. Taking all the time you need to settle into whatever you're choosing, whatever posture you're choosing. Maybe you return to your body scan and check in. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere. You do identify any tightness throughout the body. See if you can direct your breath to those tight spaces. Expanding on the inhales, creating space. And on your exhales, releasing any tension. Always returning to your breath if you find yourself met with distractions. Be here for a few minutes in silence. I'll ring the bell when we're finished. You're welcome to continue with your Shavasana as long as you'd like if you're craving a longer time of rest and absorption. Or if you're ready to awaken, you can begin to invite some small movements into your body, deepening your breathing, rolling off to one side as you're ready, and lifting into any comfortable seat. Taking all the time you need to get there. You can maintain a soft gaze or closed eyes as you transition and as you arrive. Allowing hands to relax towards the ground whenever you get there. Taking a few rounds of breath. Feeling connected to the earth. And then on an inhale, again, whenever you're ready, moving in your own time, bringing arms overhead, reaching up, feeling connected to the cosmos. And as you exhale, bring palms to touch, lower thumbs to third eye, and take some time to acknowledge all of those who've come before you. The original practitioners and creators of this yoga practice. The ones who originally occupied the land that you're sitting on. Any of your ancestors. Eventually, you can lower hands to heart and connect with the self, sending love and gratitude inward. Maybe recalling your intention if you set one. Thank you so much for practicing alongside me and allowing me to do the same. May there be peace in your mind, peace in your body, and peace in your heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Hello and welcome to some gentle yoga with Jess. This is my weekly 10:30 a.m. class on Tuesdays. I offer it every week right after the 9 a.m. core instability class. So this class is a little less energetic than the 9 a.m. Usually more low to the ground, but not always. I like to kind of mix it up. But it is suited for